my wife and I discovered Asheville coming here on vacation. We just came here for a week. She had heard about it from some friends, and I had been reading about it as this great arts destination, so we came down and just visited. On our first visit, we absolutely fell in love. We could disappear in the mountains and hike with the dogs, and then be right back in town that night and go see a great concert and get a wonderful meal. And it's just, I've never been to a place that celebrates art the way Asheville does.
Artist, I found Asheville to be just a really great place to land. Art here is viewed different than any place I've ever lived. It's not viewed as a luxury. It's part of life. It really is viewed as part of life in the city. People that come to Asheville are coming here mostly because of the beauty. A lot of people that just really enjoy the trees, the mountains here. And so I began taking some of my recollections of some of the places that I've been hiking in and around the area, and just doing a little vignette, an abstraction of some of the memories that we've created as a family in our hiking and exploring the western North Carolina landscapes.
I've always had a studio by myself, off by myself, doing my own thing. And, what an incredible blessing to have creative partners that can help me with my work. And I'm influenced by their work and the mediums that they're using and where they're going with it is a direct influence on my work. And I'm just so thankful to be in this place, that this road is taking me to this place. I mean, everybody has a broken road, I guess, depending on your age, and I don't know if I'm midlife, but I feel like I've had a lot of different experiences in my life, a lot of blessings, really tons of wonderful things, but some pain mixed in there, some hard times, but it's all led me to this place, to this studio, to Asheville. It seems like that's a place I was supposed to be my whole life and just didn't know it. And it's such a bizarre set of circumstances that bring us together here, and yet it was all meant to be.
To me, the concept of broken is not a negative thing. I don't think my paintings or Phil's paintings are depressing at all. It's not a bad thing. To me, I think it's a good thing. I like hanging out with people most that know what it's like to be broken, who can be honest and real about not only the really great things that have happened in life, and there are lots of those, but also real about the painful things that have happened. And to me, I find that very therapeutic. I need to be able to do that with people.
Living in the mountains now, I guess no one lives in the mountain is not impacted by fall. There's so much dramatic change in color and light, and the focus is on trees. And for me, that's a year-round thing, kind of that celebration of form.
When I first started painting on the metal leaf, it was mostly just abstract shapes, which are interesting, but I then began incorporating stylized shapes of trees and mountains in those pieces, and got a lot of very positive input.
Most of my painting is now derived from my first glimpse of something, usually out of the corner of my eye. I live in Leicester, which is very rural, and coming into Asheville every day I'm just passing tons of old barns and trees and just these wonderful shapes, and oftentimes I'll catch the image of a tree out of the corner of my eye. It's just this glimpse of something. It's a raw shape or a form, and I try to translate that into just those simplified forms in my paintings.
When I first started painting with metal leaf, I used varnish, layers of varnish to finish it, and that made the colors intense. But then just a few years ago, I began using layers of two-part epoxy. So it's gold leaf paint, two-part epoxy, gold leaf paint, two-part epoxy. And now I've got about 3 to 4, sometimes 5 layers of epoxy on the piece of art by the time I'm finished. And it not only creates something where the colors are really intense, but it actually creates a three-dimensional piece of work where I've got pieces of metal leaf floating in the epoxy on top of the substrate. And to me that's interesting because I get the reflectivity from the sunlight, and then you've got a shadow underneath the gold. And it's really fun to paint because the end result is something that looks different. The colors look different, the way the light shines on it looks different depending on where you are in relationship to the light, because the whole thing is depending on the reflectivity of the background.
I'm just fascinated by different textures, and I'll either build up a surface that's heavily textured, or I like to find textures in things that influence the painting. I just love the idea of giving life to something old and preserving all of the rust and the pitted parts and the holes, and just incorporating that, making that a part of the art.